Welcome to Dr. Tarazi's Math Site. This video is one of a series covering the 2024 released Ohio State math questions. Recommendation:
To make the most of these videos, it is recommended to pause the video when you see this button, solve the problem, and then resume the video to check your answer.
Hello and welcome. Which expression is the same as multiply 4 by what? The sum of 47 and 19. You look at those expressions, it so happens the answer is the first one, multiply 4 by what? The sum of 47 and 19. This one is different. This one is actually multiply 19 by the sum of 4 and 47. This one here is add 19 to the product of 4 and 47. This one here is add 4 to the product of 47 and 19. Don't forget, once you see this here, to pause, solve, and come back. Clara surveyed some of her classmates to see how far from school they live. She records each distance on the line plot shown. Okay? What is the difference in miles between the student who lives the farthest from school and the student who lives the closest? So when you look at this plot, line plot, there's one student who lives at 1 mile away. Two students, they live in 1.5 miles. There are one student who lives at 7 miles away. And there's one student who lives at 9.5 away. Okay? So remember, the difference always means to subtract. So this one is 9.5. That is the farthest. This is the closest. Okay? So the difference is 9.5 minus 1 is 8.5 miles. So you can write it 8.5 like this, or 8.5, or 8.5. A figure is shown. What is the volume of this figure? Okay? The easiest way to do is number them. Number those. This has two faces here, okay? Two faces. So when you number them, you get 30. So you have 30 here up front and you have 30 in the back. The answer is 60 cubic feet. You can do it this way if you like. Divide it into these 3 sections. This one here is 6 by 2, because 6 up front and 6 in the back, 12. Same thing, 12 here. You have 18 in the front and 18 in the back, that's 36. You add them, you get 60. What is 7.876 rounded to the nearest hundredth? Okay? Okay, so 7.876, that's my number. Hundreds is this. So anything to the right of this is going to go away, okay? So now, whether this stays the same or increased by 1 depends upon this number. If this number 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, you have to add 1. If this number is 1, 2, 3, 4, you just take it out. So now, since this is more than 4, so this becomes 8. The answer is 7.88. A 3-foot ruler is divided into 1/4 foot length. Which number line models the correct marking on the ruler? If you notice here, that's 1, and there's 4 sections here, so that's 1/4. Okay, that's the detail. That's 1/4 here, 1/4 here, 1/4 here, etc. So that's the answer. This one here is that's 3/4, that's 3/4, 3/4, 3/4. So it's not divided by 1/4. This one is not a 3-foot ruler. This one is not a 3-foot ruler. And that's divided by 3 actually, you see? By 1/3, by 1/3. Colby divides 7,350 by 75 using the model shown. This item has two parts. First part, what number is missing from Colby's model? Okay, this is a number is missing. Okay, this number can be found by dividing this divided by this, or this divided by this. So 6,300 divided by 70 gives you 90, or 450 divided by 5 gives you 90. So the answer is 90. And then the answer of the quotient, mean the division, will be 98. 98. Okay. Don't forget to pause, solve, and come back. Okay. An art teacher has 28 pounds of colored sand for an art class project. She gives the same amount of sand to each of the 16 student. Same amount, 16 student, with no sand left over. How much sand in pounds does the teacher give each student? Obviously, this is a division problem. You have to divide 28 into 16 into 16. Okay, so divide 28 by 16. So 28 divided by 16, you put it this way if you want. 28 divided by 16. 28 divided by 16 divided by 4 and 4. So you see, well, we're simplifying. We're simplifying. Divide this by 4, you get 7. Divide this by 4, you get 4. So 7/4 of a pound, which also can be written 1 3/4 or 1.75. Okay, that's a very straight division problem. Okay, or you can do it this way. 28 divided by 16 is 28 divided by 16. That would be 16 divided by 16 plus 12 divided by 16. 16 divided by 16 is 1. 12 divided by 16, 1 and 12 over 16, which also can be reduced to 1 3/4. Okay. How many feet are in 60 inches? Enter the number in the box. Remember, the foot to inches, 1 foot is 12 inches, and I think that would probably be given to you in the reference sheet. So 1 foot is 12 inches. I have 60 inches here. Now we have the relationship between feet and inches. So 1 foot, 12 inches. Here we have 60 inches, so I have to put it under the inches, 60 inches. And this is unknown, okay? That's a number that we are trying to find. So here is, you multiply these two, and you divide by this, okay? It's called cross multiplication. Multiply these two, divide by 12. 60 times 1 is 60 divided by 12 is 5 feet. Or you can do like this: 1 foot, 12 inches, 2, 24, 3, 36, 4, 48, 5, 60. Okay, now an equation with an unknown exponent is given. What is the value of the exponent? Now, if you look at this table here, 9 times 10 to the power 1 is 9 times 10 is 90. That it has only 1 0. 9 times 10 to the power 2 is 9 times 100. It has 2 zeros. And so on and so forth. When you get to 9 times 10 to the power 6, it has 6 zeros, okay? So when you put like this, you count how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer is 6. An equation with a number missing is given. A number times 1/10 is equal to 3. We need to find the value of the missing number. Now, when you have the place value, to go from any row, any column to the other, you're multiplying by 10. Go backward, you're dividing by 10. So this is a number times 1/10 is equal to 3. So when I multiplied by 1/10, which means divided by 10, I got a 3. So that's the number here I need. 3 is the ones place and is 1/10 of the missing number. Okay, 3 is 1/10 of the missing number. So that's the equation that we have there. So 3 times 10 is the missing number, 30. Ronnie has 2 rectangular prisms as shown. Which set of instructions describes how to find the total volume of the prisms, meaning adding the two volumes. Now, remember, the volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. So if you want to sum the volume here, you have to multiply 3 times 3 times 4. This one, 2 times 6 times 4, and then you add them. See here, it says find the sum of the length, width, and height, then add the sum. Has nothing to do with the volume. Find the sum of the lengths, weights, and heights, then multiply them. That has nothing to do with the volume. Find the product means multiplication, of the length, width, and height, then add the product. Find the product of length, width, and height, and then add the product. That's the answer. The last one, find the product of the length, width, and length of the prism, then multiply. No, we're not multiply, we're adding them, so that's not correct. Now, they did not ask you to do the math here, but if you want, what's the volume of this one is 6 times 2 times 4, this one. So 48, 36, and you add them, you get 84. This item has 2 parts. Justin mowed 2/5 of a lawn in the morning, and some fraction, unknown, some fraction, we don't know what's that, of the lawn in the evening. He mowed a total of 1/2 of the lawn during the whole day. Part A, which model correctly shows how to calculate the fraction that Justin mowed in the evening? The unknown. So obviously this is a subtraction problem, okay? It's 1/2 minus 2/5. 1/2 is the total he mowed. In the morning, he mowed 2/5. So it's a subtraction problem. So this one is adding, that's not correct. This one is adding, is not correct. So you have the options between the choice between these two. This one here is 2/5. This is 2/5 minus 1/2. So that's not it. We need 1/2 minus 2/5. So this one is incorrect. So this is the correct answer. That's 1/2 minus 2/5. Okay. So now we need to find the answer now for part B. So we need to make common denominator. So this 1/2 I times 5 and 5 here. The 2/5 I times 2 here and 2 here to make 10 in the bottom. Okay, I need 10 common denominator. So you get 5/10 minus 4/10. That's 1/10, 1/10. Or you can do it this way. That's 5/10 minus 4/10. That's 5/10. Subtract 4/10, you get 1/10. An equation with a missing value is given. What is the missing value? Enter the number in the box. So 4 1/3 minus this unknown is equal to 2/5/6, 5/6. So we need to find this unknown. This is the same as this minus 2 and 5/6 is equal to the unknown that we need to find. Okay? So now we need to write equivalent fractions. Here, to go from here to here, you multiply 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1, 13 over 3. The denominator does not change. The other one, 2 times 6 is 12, plus 5 is 17. 17 divided by 6. 6 does not change, so I'm going to replace those here. Now I need to make a subtraction. I can't do that because I don't have the common denominator. So I can make this 6 by multiplying 2 and 2 here. So 13 times 2 is 26 over 6 minus 17 over 6. That's 9 over 6, which is 3 over 2, which is 1.5. Okay? An expression is given. What is the value of the expression? Now, when you have an expression like that, the first thing to do is the parentheses, okay? Don't do two steps at the same time. Parentheses, that gives you 70. Rewrite it. That's 60 times 6 times 70 minus 6. Now you have a multiplication and subtraction. Multiplication is stronger, so you do that first. 420 minus 6, 414. So that's what we did, okay? That's given. We first perform the operation in the parentheses first, then perform the multiplication, then perform the subtraction. 5 triangles with dimensions in centimeters are shown. Select the two obtuse isosceles, two properties. It has to be obtuse and isosceles. Okay? So this one here is isosceles. These two are the same. Isosceles means it has two equal sides. Okay? This one is isosceles. This one also is isosceles. This one, when the three of them are equal, it's called equilateral. This one is also isosceles. See, 3 and 3 is the same. See, it's the same. This one is called scalene, okay? Now, those are isosceles, but I need it to be obtuse. This one is not obtuse. That's a right angle triangle. So you are left with this and this. These are the answers. 3 friends, Tim, Caleb, and Peter, measures the weights of their dogs. Tim's dog is 7-8 times the weight of Peter's dog. Caleb's dog is 5/4 times the weight of the Peter's dog. Peter's dog weight 100, so that's 100 here. And that is 100. So the first one is 7/8 of 100. The second one is 5/4 of 100. Select the name, a name or phrase for each blank box to complete the statement that describes whose dog is the heaviest. So you have to check, is it Tim's, it's Caleb, it's Peter's, and why, okay? So remember, when a number is multiplied by a fraction less than 1, the product will be less, smaller. That's the situation here. You multiplied, this is less than 1, that would be less than 100. And when a number is multiplied by a fraction greater than 1, the product will be greater than the original. This is greater than 1. When you multiply this by 100, it gives you bigger number greater than 100. 7/8 is less than 1. 5/4 is greater than 1. And then Caleb's dog is heaviest because when a number is multiplied by a fraction greater than 1, the product will be greater. An expression is giving 2 times 0.4, 4/10. In the model, each block of 100 squares represents one hole. So that's one hole. Okay, and then which model represents the expression? 2 times 0.4. Remember, 0.4 means 0.40 means 40 over 100. 40 over 100. The model of two groups of 40 hundreds is A. This is the answer here. That's 40 over 100, and that's another 40 over 100, because that's 2 times. We have 2 of them. 2 times that, that's 2 of them. So that's your answer. Anything else is not right. Part B, which is the value? What is the value of the expression? Okay, 2 times 0.4 is 80 over 100. We figured that out. 80, that's 0.8. Or you can just multiply these two. 0.4 is 0.8, and put 0.8 here, which is 80 over 100, which is also 8 over 10. Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you for watching. More videos to come. Please subscribe.